While Republicans continue their Donald Trump apologia tour, where they pretend that there was nothing wrong with him having those classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, a former FBI official, whose name I'm sure you all know, Peter Strzok, has come out and said that one of the reasons, of course, this was so incredibly dangerous is because over the years, Mar-a-Lago became a hotbed, a magnet for foreign spies. In fact, multiple foreign spies have been busted infiltrating Mar-a-Lago. Like not trying to get in, actually getting in. One of them, of course, a Chinese spy who was carrying multiple cell phones with her, was able to get into Mar-a-Lago a couple years ago, I'm sure you all remember that, by simply telling the Secret Service and the security that, oh, I'm just going to the pool. And they were like, oh yeah, absolutely, right this way, ma'am. Let me help you with all your cell phones here. And they didn't think anything of it. She, of course, was sentenced to 8 months in jail and then deported back to China. But then we have reports this week of another Russian-speaking Ukrainian that infiltrated Mar-a-Lago multiple different times, had conversations with Donald Trump himself, spoke to Lindsey Graham. She was hobnobbing with everybody at Mar-a-Lago. And oops, you weren't supposed to be here. And that's what Peter Strzok was trying to tell us. Foreign leaders, Peter Strzok says, knew exactly what they needed to do to get close to Donald Trump. And of course, Strzok was in the FBI. He got to see it firsthand. But we had been talking about this as well all throughout the Trump years. And it's this. You want Donald Trump to like you and to basically divulge any information that you might be able to squeeze out of him. You compliment the hell out of him. You tell him what a great businessman he is. And if those two things don't work, you got to spend a little money. Which is, of course, why the Saudi Arabian government would rent out blocks of rooms in Trump's D.C. hotel. And by blocks of rooms, I'm talking about half a dozen to a dozen rooms, pay in advance, and then never use the rooms. They did that routinely throughout the Trump administration because that was the Saudi Arabian government's way of basically funneling money to Donald Trump. Yeah, operating costs get skimmed off the top, but eventually a lot of it goes back into his pocket. And they knew that. Everybody knew how to get to Donald Trump. Everybody knew where to get to Donald Trump. Even people that weren't foreign spies down at Mar-a-Lago got to hear all kinds of stories about the inner workings of the government that they ought not have heard. Trump had an informal group of advisors down there at Mar-a-Lago telling him what policies to enact. And these are people that weren't even associated with the government. So you can absolutely bet that he was divulging stuff that he should not be telling people. And that, of course, is why it was so dangerous that he had those documents down there. Even though his kids swear up and down those documents were safer there than at the National Archives, no, they weren't. As far as we know, we've never had any spies infiltrate the National Archives. But we've had 2 infiltrate Mar-a-Lago that we know of in the last 3 years. So I'm going to go with the National Archives on that. And let's just hope that no foreign entities got a hand on any of these documents that Trump apparently just left lying around for anyone to snatch. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.